Hi there, Michael here from Parallax Live, here to tell you about the PlayStation Plus Instant Game Collection for February 2015. First up, on the PlayStation 4, we've got Apotheon. Now, Apotheon is a new release. It's a 2D side-viewed platformer. Looking at the trailers, it looks a little bit like Guacamelee, but with a distinct Greek mythology tone to it. As I said, it's a new release, so no Metacritic rating as of yet, but it looks kind of interesting. Second up, on the PlayStation 4, we've got Transistor. Now, this was originally released in May of 2014 and has got a Metacritic rating of 83%. This is an isometric action RPG and is the spiritual successor to Bastion, although Bastion did actually get better scores. I think your mileage with Transistor will depend very much on your view of Bastion. If you played Bastion and absolutely loved it, then Transistor offers much more of the same. If you were kind of lukewarm on Bastion, as indeed I was, then Transistor probably isn't one to get massively excited about this month. First game on the PS3 is Thief. Now, this was originally released in February of 2014. It received a Metacritic rating of 67%. Although intended to be a reboot of the classic series, it kind of came off as a kind of clone of Dishonored, but not quite as good. Dishonored did the whole creeping around an alternative Victorian London thing a lot better several years ago. It's also a shame that it's not the PS4 version. Just to clarify, you're only getting the PS3 version of this. There's no cross-buy compatibility. The second game for the PlayStation 3 is Yakuza 4. Now, this was originally released in March 2011 and it scored a Metacritic rating of 78%. Don't be fooled by that rating though, a lot of people absolutely love this game. It's an open world GTA style beat 'em up, something of a cult favourite amongst the aforementioned fan base. If you're looking for a GTA style game that's focused perhaps less on driving and more on beat 'em up action, then Yakuza 4 may well be the game for you. Although keep in mind that there have been 3 predecessors and the story does kind of follow on. But Yakuza 4 is definitely the game of choice on the PS3 this month. Finally, on the PlayStation Vita, first up we have Rogue Legacy. Now, this is in fact the only game in this month's Instant Game Collection that is cross-buy compatible, and is therefore available on the PlayStation 3 and the PlayStation 4, as well as the PlayStation Vita. It's originally released in July of 2014, has a Metacritic rating of 85%, and is thus the highest rating game this month. Again, it has a very vocal and vociferous fan base. It is a procedurally generated, rock-hard 2D platformer. Procedurally generated basically means that the maps are randomly generated. I've heard it described as a Metroidvania kind of game. I would disagree that any procedurally / randomly generated game could even come close to the level design in either Metroid or Castlevania. But we'll have to agree to disagree on that one. So if you're in the market for yet another hard, random 2D platformer, then Rogue Legacy may very well be the game for you. The second and indeed final game for the PlayStation Vita is Kick and Fennick. This is again another new release, so no Metacritic rating, and it's a kind of pseudo 2D platformer. Very pretty graphics, but I'm afraid we don't know much more than that, as we, unlike anybody else, are actually yet to play it. So that's your games for February 2015. The jewel in the crown in terms of AAA titles, I would argue, is probably Yakuza 4. Transistor is, again, arguably leading the indie game contingent, although, as I mentioned earlier, Rogue Legacy has a very vocal fan base, so there may be a number of people who would disagree with me on that. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll catch you in the next video.